Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Things Alvalade. I am Sam Fonseca, and today is going to be 1,000 subscribers sort of special video. I know we did that already on a live podcast, but today is going to be our best moments, not just as Sporting 160 EN, but also as All Things Alvalade, and even before that, Sporting Updates EN. These will be our best moments of our podcast. We're nearly episode 200, but these are all our best things up until 1,000 subscribers. Again, thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to us, and feel free to keep watching these videos. We've got a lot of content planned, and you're going to enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting 160 EN podcast. This is the long-awaited and highly anticipated podcast number 96. Before I get to our very two special guests today, let me just start off by saying I'll be your host, Danny. And of course, I'm joined, as always, by my two co-hosts, starting off with my man, Christian. Christian, how are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing great. Very excited, and I don't want to take up too much time with this, so let's keep it moving, baby.
Also joined by my man, Sam, from across the pond. Sam, how are you today, dude?
Yeah, I'm great. Same as Christian. Thank you, Alexander and Bruno, for coming on. We really appreciate it, and so thank you for your time.
Just want to mention quickly, Nando and Steph, who couldn't make it today, obviously, but they also wanted to come here, but with conflicting schedules, they couldn't make it. So shout out to Nando, shout out to Steph especially. Anyways, today, of course, we're joined by two very special guests. First, a highly regarded lawyer and one of Sporting's former vice presidents that oversaw our most recent period of sustained success. Someone who stood by the club during one of our most, if not our most difficult time in our history. And of course, was a part of the team who got the truth acknowledged and their good name cleared. We're joined by Alexandre Godinho, Dr. Alexandre Godinho. Sir, how are you today?
Hello, Danny. Let me first thank you for your kind invitation. Danny, Christian, and Sam, let me first greet you guys. It's a pleasure to be here. And let me also greet all your audience. I hope that they have a good broadcast and they enjoy our conversation. And last but not least, let me also greet Brun. Brun, hello, my good friend. How are you tonight?
Let me start with that because of course he needs no introduction, but I want to give him an introduction anyways. Last but not least, of course, we're joined by a man who not only saved the club, who at one point was battling relegation, to then the next following season getting us to second and finally competing again. He brought us 2 Taça de Ligas and a Taça de Portugal that my heart nearly didn't survive. Of course, brought us our beautiful Pavilhão João Rocha, and with it brought us many successes across all our modalidades. That's the various sports that Sporting represents. Saved the club from financial ruin, bringing us to financial stability that we had yet seen before. His 5.5-year tenure was done with much effort, dedication, devotion, and glory, among many other things. Of course, we're joined by President Bruno Carvalho. Bruno, how are you doing today, sir?
So first, as Alexander told, thank you for the invitation. For us, it is a pleasure every time to speak about Sporting, and it is very important to show to people that Sporting is lived in a lot of countries, not only in Portugal. You told me before we came in here that you were in Canada, United States, and London. So London, I don't know if it was London, it was England. I don't know, it is London.
Yeah, London. Yeah.
Okay, so it's very interesting to see how Sporting is lived all around the world, and that's what we told for 5.5 years. It was the importance of Sporting in the world, and you are the proof. So thank you for let us being here and to speak a little bit about one of our loves.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into a very special edition of Sporting 160 EN. We have with us a very special guest. Before we get to our special guest here, I'd like to ask who our common guest here. Sam, how are you doing, man?
Very special guest. Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be here. Thank you for coming on, Ashby. Like, really do appreciate it, and hope you have a good time.
Yeah. Thank you for invite. I'm very happy that I can join you guys. and I hope we will have good time.
Awesome, man. So before we get into your time at Sporting, I just want to talk about how you're doing currently. For those who don't know, Asbey's currently playing for Maribor. He has for the past 2 seasons. Just fill us in on how you're currently doing, how your time back home in Slovenia is going, and stuff related to that.
Yeah, I'm back home now. It was like 11 years. The last time I played here in Slovenia, so it was really good to come back. But most of it because I have a son and a daughter, so it's good to be with them all the time. It feels really good, and in club is really good organized. It's really known in Europe because they had good results in the past 10 years. They were in Champions League, in Europa League, and now we are starting to like rebuild the team. So last year was a little bit difficult. We were still on top, but not as we wished to finish. But still, the main goal of the club is to play in Europe. So in Europe competitions.
So last season, I saw that you guys ended up tied on points, but you lost out on the title. What ended up happening there? What was the tiebreaker?
It was last game. So they were 3 points behind us, and we had the last game against them. So it was still one fact: the whole season was closed for the fans, and the last game they could open it. So the atmosphere was really, really good for us, and we played at home. But unfortunately, we couldn't manage the win or a draw. But still, it's a game to learn from it, and just to the reminder for upcoming games.
Gentlemen, campeões and campeãs, welcome back to another Sporting 160 EN podcast. You try to open this thing. This is podcast number 112, where we're champions and I'm spilling the champagne everywhere. Jeez! Champions, starting off with my main man, Steph. How's it going, Steph?
Man.
Just a little.
Man, I couldn't be more happier than this week. It's been crazy. I've been away, so I'm in Newport, Rhode Island, and I was celebrating alone. I'm with me. I have a couple of days left, but I watched the game and I suffered alone. We could have won 5-0. We end up winning, like we always do, suffering for 2 hours, but we pulled it off with a goal from Paulinho. We became champions after 19 years, and I will admit it, I cry a little bit. I was very emotional. 19 years, it's a long time. And I'm glad that it paid off, all the sacrifices, his coaching staff, and I will say Varandas and Nuke Vienna, they have a big say in this, and the players, a phenomenal job. We've been leaders from the get-go. We never let go. We haven't lost yet. That doesn't matter to me, actually. We already won the championship, and that's all that mattered to me. It feels really good. 19 years, it's a long, long time. And we deserve it, especially, all of us deserve it. But doing a podcast, not winning a championship year after year after year, it's tough. And we never gave up. Me, Sam, Danny, Chris, Nandinho, we never gave up. We always kept up, and it was hard at times, but we never let go, and it paid off. Now we have a big smile in our faces, and title 23, because it's 23, it's not 19, it's 23. Finally, we have it, and Viva o Sporting Clube Portugal, o meu grande amor, the best club in the whole planet, and very happy. That's what I can say.
Facts. Also joined by Sam, who is out celebrating in London yesterday. Sam, what's good, bro? How was the vibes out in London?
Bro, it was mental. Actually, a few people recognized me from the podcast, told me to send the thanks along to you three here for all the work we do. But Steph, mate, I think you missed the memo. Chris is wearing white. I'm wearing white. Danny's wearing white. What happened?
I didn't bring a white jersey. I have the Verde Branca, the original one, and I have the Cascol. This is the one from 99 and 2000.
Party supplies on deck.
That was from Inacio when he won the that year. But no, I don't have it. I have it at home, but I didn't bring it with me. You should have told me a month ago.
No, but London was crazy. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I barely saw any of the game because I was literally like the back of the line where people were watching. So I just had to go with the flow. Like I didn't even see Paulino's goal. Everyone just started celebrating. So I joined in. Fuck it. I started.
Right? That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. But there was one part at the end where I think like 2 minutes to go, they were singing like "Okay, the Sporting Campeón," and I was like, and Bovista on the attack. I was like, "Fucking hell, please don't sing, don't sing." But no, everyone to plan. Nando's not here with us, obviously working. You know, he's the hard-working man, but I think he'd agree with everything Steph said. You know, it's been some tough years, but we did it, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we all fucking did it. Congratulations.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie. There was times, especially in fucking 2018, where I didn't think we'd ever be on this podcast talking about us being champions, bro. Christian. Also, last but not least, how was the vibes out of Newark? And you were out there in Denali.
Yeah, I was out in Newark. So I watched the game by myself, and then honestly just kept watching the scenes after the trophy presentation for a couple hours. So I missed like the peak rage at Den of Lions, but I probably went from like 7:38 to 10 o'clock for a couple hours. You know, I had another two tree with the boys. There's probably still about 30 people there. So yeah, the vibes were good. It was winding down, but the vibes were still good. Yeah, man. I if you asked me at the start of the season that we'd be here, or you told me at the start of the season we'd be here doing this podcast, I'd be hard pressed to believe you, or I would have thought like COVID struck in an insane way that like some players got sick and or like had to like go be in the hospital and like half the team was in the hospital for Porto or something, or like the most insane thing. I would have been like, that would have been what had to have happened for us to be champions. But no, I mean the boys earned it on the pitch, fair and square. No doubt left. 2 matches in hand. Simple. Crazy. Like, it's tough to sum it up, other than, you know, it's something that we've been waiting for like for most of our lives, you know, a lot of us at least. Yeah. Or, you know, if it's not the most of your life, it's been a long time in your life. So it probably hit me for real, like this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach, like in like the 80th minute, like this is actually about to happen. We should have been up like 5-0, and obviously we kept it close just to make it sketchy. Just, you know, Bobisi didn't really threaten too much, but you know, Ellis was always a threat. Angel Gomez, it's like it just takes one of these. He beats 2 guys and rips a banger. It's like this game is all of a sudden tied out of nothing, and like we've literally seen that game happen this year. The 1-shot, 1-goal boys. You know, like, are we really about to do this shit again? So it left us on edge in a way that was unnecessary. But yeah, never in doubt. Got it done. Boavista didn't generate anything. Pauling is the hero, you could say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting 160 EN podcast number 100. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host. I'm, of course, your guy, Danny. Joined by my man, Steph. Steph, how you doing, bro?
I couldn't be any better. We did what we were supposed to do. We'll talk about it. We have our mentor, the creator of Sporting 160 with us, Juan Castro. So it's going to be a great podcast. I'm totally excited.
I'm also gonna, before passing it off to João, but I'm also gonna introduce my man Christian. Christian, what's good, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Kind of feeling a little shitty after that Porto game today, but we have to remember, still 10 points, still feeling good. It's on us. Doesn't have to do with other people. It's on us. Trying to convince myself of that also. But yeah, I'm happy, and let's get it.
Last but not least, joined by my man Sam. Sam, what's good, bro?
100 episodes is a huge milestone. So I'm grateful to be here, grateful everyone watching and everyone here, including Joao. And I won't take up any more of his time. So you can go ahead, Tim.
And of course, last but not least, the creator of Sporting 160, the one that helped us merge in as Sporting 160 EN, produced so much good for our Sporting community on Twitter, whether in Portugal or abroad like us. We're joined by João Castro. João, how are you today, sir?
Hello, good evening, guys. Boa noite a todos. I appreciate the invitation. Sporting 160 EN is very important for Sportingistas around the world. Reaching this special number is special for you and for us. I hope you continue to carry the name of Sporting to all countries that speak the language of Shakespeare. So let's make a good show.
Agreed.
Lads, it's Tottenham. Welcome back to Sporting 160 EM podcast. We're actually on episode 160, so the correlation works pretty well there. Nice. Happy 160 to my main man, Danny, man. How are you?
What do we think of shit?
Tottenham.
What do we think of Tottenham?
Shit.
Thank you. We hate Tottenham. Feeling good, bro. That's funny. 160 on Sporting 160 should be a big commemorative thing. But anyways, yeah, feeling good, man. The weather, I don't know about over there in London. Over here in Toronto, the weather's starting to get a little frightful.
Yeah,
watching Sporting is getting delightful though. So it's that time of the year. I should be a rapper with some of these bars. Anyway, Sam, how are you doing, dude?
Yeah, man. As you know, I've literally just got back from a 7-a-side game, literally about less than 50 minutes ago. So I'm very tired. I probably will stutter a few times, and like I've got my bottle of water here, so I'll probably be indulging in that quite a bit as well. But unfortunately, unlike the main man behind me, Paulinho, I did not score or assist. But you know, it was a good runabout anyway.
Sammy boy!
Holy shit!
What were your thoughts on tonight's game against Arsenal? Fuck Boavista.
All right, first of all, you're big time now.
Surprise, boys!
Look
I
at
literally
this
got
guy.
home about 2 minutes ago. I saw you guys were still alive, so I thought, you know what? I'll run downstairs and everything up.
How you feeling, bro? How was today?
I'll be real. I've got the biggest headache, and I've lost my voice a little bit. But like, apart from that, it was incredible. The atmosphere was crazy, and like the goal that Pot scored, man. I still
Wayne Rooney-esque, bro. Amazing.
Like we saw him shoot, and I was just like, what are you doing?
I thought he overhit through ball so badly.
I was like watching,
and I was looking at it, and I was like, "No, Ramsdale's got this." And then it dipped a bit. I was like, "Surely Ramsdale's got this." And I saw it at the back of the net. I was like the stadium went crazy.
He didn't have it.
I've seen the reaction to Kim Kardashian as well. I was like, "That is crazy."
That's mental.
Did you kiss her?
Did you ask her? I told you asked her on
the show. Misses.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, did you blow her a kiss?
No.
I told you. See if she wants to come on the show. How'd that go?
Yeah, imagine.
Imagine.
I don't think she would have heard me. Yeah, apart because to give credit to the Arsenal fans as well, they were quite loud. It wasn't just
they were. It sounded very raucous from both sets of fans.
The British fans are very calm, you know.
Yeah, well, some of them were. Some of them were trying to start fights with us. Like,
there's
it's
always
really weird how they have this section. So it's like,
were you hyped when Adon? Were you hyped when Adon won the shootout toss to get? He won the toss to win the
to get it in our end,
and to win at the Sporting end as well.
I had a feeling that we won the game when they
El Capitan Adon, our GOAT captain.
Uzugu gave the ball away and they hit the post. And
that was the one where I'm like, surely
we won the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
If England scored that goal, we won.
It reminded me of the England. It reminded me of the England-Germany game at the Euros a couple summers ago when it was like 1-0 England, and I think it was Thomas Muller or somebody on a breakaway, and it was just like slowly bounced and then like just missed the net or hit the post or something. It was like the same vibes.
But Sam, tell me something. How was it when Pedro Gonçalves scored that goal?
No one could be like, most of the reactions from everyone was just that. That was how it was. Even like I couldn't believe it. I've literally had to turn around and be like, no
That's
way. That like the balls on him to shoot that against the best team in England at the moment, obviously, is just like a whole nother level. And man, I was shocked, but like
it had to be perfect, to be honest.
He was shocked. Yeah. Every Arsenal fan was like, "What the fuck?"
Even the Arsenal fans on TV, Sam, they were like, "Oh,
they were
like they were shocked what happened."
Like I couldn't believe it. And then at the end as well, when Adam made that save from the corner, Alex went mental as well because it was such a good save, and like we see the replay on the big TV, and just like. Oh, it's crazy.
Were you in the little corner with all the Sporting fans?
Yeah, I was in the little
Sam,
corner.
I have bad news to tell you.
Oh, go on.
It wasn't Adan who made the save. It was Diamande.
Was it?
It went past Adan and Diamande on the line.
Oh, okay.
But Adan
Chris was waiting to say that as well.
Adan made a great save on the play before that. To be fair.
So Sam, how many Portuguese were speaking Portuguese to you?
All of them spoke English to me, luckily. Apart from Mustafa, I saw him walk past.
You were telling Mustafa again.
My friends got a photo with him. I said hello as he walked past.
Yeah, he got a photo.
I didn't go any further than that. But shout out to Kevin, who used to be a part of here as well. He was there. My friend G as well was there. There's a few others that I met there that recognized me from the podcast. Eddie as well. There's a few others that I'm going to forget. But no, it was crazy. But the penalties, man. I generally felt sick, like with Noah.
People coming up.
I was like,
what were your thoughts when you seen Gayu live, bro?
Yeah, what did you think about us Gayu stepping up to take a penalty?
Well, the first one was Satan Just, and I was like, why? And then it was Esgaio, and then it was Inacio.
Dude, there's nobody else. There's nobody else.
In reverse order.
Everyone's been subbed off.
Yeah, that is true. But I just couldn't watch it. And what was annoying, so where we were sat, the leader of the Derivativo was telling everyone to sing, and like he kept making eye contact with me because he was right in front of me, telling me to sing.
That's a tough spot.
I'm just sometimes I did, but most of the time I was just like, mate, let me just
enjoy the fucking game. Yeah.
Was it in English or Portuguese to sing?
Portuguese.
Oh, you would have been Portuguese.
Actually, there's a new chant. I don't know if you heard it on the broadcast. It was at Arsenal, and I can't remember exactly how it goes, but just like Benfica, your club is a shit. And that was it.
I like that.
I took the Twitter and was like, just like Benfica, you choke out of Europe.
I saw that.
And I might make a TikTok of that later on if you guys want to.
Sam, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
When you have time, first get some rest. But number two, can you please get a TikTok of me calling the result from last podcast?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then just post it with like the result today and be like, this guy knows something or something.
Well,
I trust your editing skills.
AFTV, like this guy's delusional. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. And look what happens. And I was so close to actually predicting like what you did as well.
The Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme, but they're not going to win.
But Don's actually done pretty well.
Yeah.
But no, it was.
Are you Canadian, Richard?
I'm Canadian, yeah.
From Toronto, Montreal.
I'm literally like right in between both. I'm 3 hours from Toronto, 3 hours from Montreal. We're near the American border where I am in Kingston. French? I speak not anymore. I used to speak some decent French, not so much now. Ne parle pas français, monsieur.
Let's stick to English,
yeah. More English. We'll stick to English today, my friend.
Sam, you weren't on AFTV after the game, right? Like the post-match interview?
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
What was annoying about it is because there's train strikes in England, especially where in my city. The last train was 8 p.m. So obviously that's when the game started. So I had to get an Uber. It cost me £106 from
from Arsenal
Class,
Stadium.
You need us to donate some money to you?
But it was literally the only way we could have got home. So it was just like, it was either that or nothing.
And do
I mean,
you,
you could have watched,
do you
yeah.
think you wanted to talk to Sam about?
Yeah.
I think they did speak to some sporting fans.
Yeah, they had to speak to some sporting
They
fans.
usually do. After the game, they usually get like one.
I want to hear
or two
Ty's
videos
excuses
posting.
after this, bro.
He
That's
did.
what I wanna know.
Turkish did say to me, he was like, "If you're there, text Robbie to say, text me, and I'll text Robbie say you're coming." But I'm not gonna lie. One, I needed to get home, and two, I had a massive headache. I was like, I just want to go home.
Nah, fair enough.
From England, did you meet? Like, how many Sportingistas?
A few.
Damn, you got fans, by the way.
I know, man.
You're big time now.
The glow up is real though. I know you have this.
Yeah, you were looking
TikTok
great.
You're looking good, bro.
The jacket with the kit, bro. You were looking
like a
You're making me blush, man. You really but
you represented us well.
Yeah, you look like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I still haven't watched it back. I don't think I ever will because I just don't like watching stuff for myself back.
No, you
did well. You did very well.
A lot of weight. You looked good.
Yeah. Thank you, man. But yeah, it was great. It was definitely the best game I've ever been to. Top of the Dortmund one for me. And the streak is still alive, obviously, of me not losing. Like when you go to a game, but who knows? So this is a day of me filming with AFTV. I've got the Saliev shirt on from 95, 96. The shirt is actually older than me because I was born in 99, and it's also probably like the most rare shirt I own. But I got into my car, made my way down to Stevenage Station to get to Finsbury Park. I was playing some tunes on the way there, as you can see. But yeah, got on the train, took about 20 minutes to get to Finsbury Park. From there, 10-minute walk to the stadium. Now, I will say it's an absolutely beautiful stadium. There's me taking a picture undercover mission. But yeah, the stadium is beautiful. It's done some work since I was last there. Look at that statue of Thierry Henry as well. Took myself on a little stadium tour. It was really nice day for it as well. But in this video, I basically say how nervous I was. And if you've seen the video, I do stutter a lot. It was also really windy, so I was like shaking. But that was also due to nerves. Probably more nerves than anything. I've never done anything like that in my life. But it's a good experience. I didn't think I did too badly. Like, there were some things I wish I would have done better. But yeah, so shout out to the Gunnosaurus. I saw him walking, but he seemed like he was in a rush. Yeah, here's the AFTV microphone. Here's me chatting away to the main man Turkish. Again, thank you for AFTV for giving me the opportunity. Really did appreciate it. And yeah, if you like what you see, please subscribe and follow us on all social media. Link will be in the description. Like I said, I wish I could have done a bit better. But as for my first time, I think it was too bad. But yeah, please make sure to subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting 160 EN podcast. We were going to have a very special podcast for you. It's safe to say it still might be a very different podcast than normal. Let me first get to my co-host. As always, started off with Christian. Christian, how are you doing today, bro?
I am doing all right.
How about you, Sam? Sam, also joined by Sam again. How are you, dude? As always,
I am speechless, to be honest. There's no other way to sum up my feelings than speechless.
Yeah. Listen, we'll get right into it. We were supposed to have an interview with Trevante Williams. We had the approval from Trevante Williams for at least a week now. He had told us that we asked him last week. Last week, he told us that it was a little tight for him, that he would be doing it this week with us. For our regular viewers, you already know we don't really do anything at this time at the podcast. It's usually later on. One of the reasons why Sam hasn't joined us for so long. But, you know, we moved things around. We made this a very special day for us, for the podcast, for the viewers, because we were going to finally interact with an athlete who, again, speaks our language. Like, this is a very niche podcast as it is. On top of it, we speak English about a Portuguese club. So to have like an American athlete with us, somebody that we enjoy. But then, and of course, gave us the approval. We're not just shooting from the shit saying that we were going to have him on. We were going to have him on. And literally 10 minutes before going live with him, sending him the link, we get a phone call from Sporting's press. What exactly did he say? Sporting's press officer?
He just said he was a press officer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying that. I mean, I guess to make a long story short, but saying that we can't go live with Trevante, or we can't do an interview with Trevante because one, nothing went directly through the club, and two,
to be fair, I think he changed the reason why, right? So
yes,
he originally said it's because we didn't directly go through the club, and there's a protocol in place. Like if you want to interview an athlete, you go through the club, you go through the official means. Okay, whatever. On its surface, maybe that may seem like a fair enough answer. But when pushed on that a little bit, like, okay, so you're the official channel. We're sitting on the phone right now, man. Like, let's set it up. What do we have to do? Then it became clear that he did not want to help us set it up at any point in the future. And the real reason that he didn't want to have Trevante on the podcast is because our opinions on this podcast are out of the spectrum of acceptability at Sporting. The debate that's allowed, apparently, we crossed that line, because the only debate that's allowed is, I guess, Verandas in this administration is good. And if you stray from that line, you're deemed unacceptable, I guess. So that's pretty much what happened 10 minutes ago.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the first episode of the Sporting Updates podcast. I'm your host, Sam Fonseca, at Sam Fonseca with 2 A's on Twitter, and I am joined today by my good friend Steph. How are you, Steph?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm excited. This is our first podcast with Sporting Updates UK, and I'm also on Twitter with SCP1906, the best, and it will be a good show today.
Indeed, the first ever show of the Sporting Podcast. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at SCP Updates EN on Twitter, so don't forget that. And today, before we get into the podcast, I just want to give you a quick description of how I want the podcast to go. I'm pretty sure how Steph wants the podcast to go as well. So this will be obviously an only Sporting podcast, and sometimes maybe talking about the national team, maybe in the case of today. So I hope you can tune in every week as well. Shout out to Sporting 160, 3 Tugas, PT3 Podcast, and the 2 Portuguese kids. Obviously, they are pretty prominent in the world of podcasts, and we are grateful for them to letting us share a bit of the limelight. So, Steph, have you got anything to say on this?
Basically the same thing, guys. This is for all of our followers, all of our Sportingistas brothers and sisters. The main goal of our podcast and our Twitter account, so everybody understands, a quick overview. We get the info from the most popular newspapers of Portugal, O Jogo, A Bola, and Record, and our official Sporting newspaper. And then we combine those news and we put them in our Twitter account. So it'll be easier for you guys. Instead of navigating to 6 different sites, you can go to one site and then see the news. And then if you want to look into it further, you just click on the link and you see the whole article. So that's our main goal, mine's and Sam's. And it's not only about football. We'll also be talking about the other teams, such as handball, volleyball, hockey, everything, the females team. So you're really in for a treat. Hope you guys like it. We put a lot of work into it, and this is all for you. And I'm a dad with 2 kids, and Sam, he goes to school. He has a full-time job, so we're doing this for the love of Sporting. So there it is.
I think, without further ado, we'll go on to the big announcement. So we've been teasing it on social media for a few days now, but this decision has been probably months in the making. This is our last podcast as Sporting 160 EN. First of all, we want to give a shout out to the guys and girls over at Sporting 160 EN, João, Pedro, Mariana, and of course Tigres as well, for giving us this platform. Without them, we probably wouldn't have got as many viewers as we have. Probably wouldn't be able to do things like Arsenal Fan TV and have collaborations with Juventus, even in the past, Ajax, and all these wonderful people we've been interacting with. But we are actually rebranding to another another sort of title, and I'm just sharing it here. We are now going to be known as All Things Alvalade. It's a decision that we think will be benefiting us, and also benefiting Sporting 160. There is no bad blood between Sporting 160 and us. They haven't told us to change names. There's no bad blood. We're all friends, and we just want to say thank you to them for the opportunities, and they have given us an opportunity, and we're not going to deny that. But I think it's a perfect time to move on.
Yeah, once again, guys, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for 1,000 subscribers. If you've watched 1 minute or 1 hour of content, we appreciate you. Even if you've been here from the start or you're new, we really do appreciate it. And firstly, let me give a shout out to the main guys that I work with every single day. Absolute pleasure to call them my friends and also my co-hosts. We've got Richard, we've got Steph, we've got Danny, and of course we've got Chris, and of course João Castro and all the Sporting 160 crew over there, and everyone who's been a guest. Like I said, everyone who's watched a video, any bit of our content, we really do appreciate it. And again, I hope this was a good little reminder of why we do it. We do it for the love of the game, so to speak, the love of sporting, and the love just to make content. It's something we all enjoy, and that's why we do it. We're not expecting anything in return, but it would be appreciated if you can like and subscribe. But anyway, I've been Sam Fonseca from All Things Alvalade. Make sure you subscribe to tune in to our content, and we'll see you next time. Peace.